Hello and welcome back to another end up with a video. Today we're going to be talking about Winter Storm Katherine, which has been named by the Weather Channel. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's get right on into it. The Weather Channel does not have an article for this storm, so we are starting off at the National Weather Service page, where we can see if there's been winter storm warnings issued for most of the northwest parts of North Carolina, parts of southern Virginia, eastern Tennessee, and northeastern Georgia. We also have some winter weather advisories surrounding those areas, but those areas in the winter storm warnings are most likely to see 6+ inches of snow. Now, if we go over to the winter weather probabilistic outlooks, we can see some of those potential major snow totals. So, here we are, and this is the probability of receiving 1 inch of snow or more. So we're looking for this 95%. That means that you're pretty much going to get at least an inch of snow within a 24-hour period. So you can see that parts of western North Carolina are in that slot. That area kind of decreases, but you still have it there. This is going to be more of a mountain event, but some areas over here could see some more snowfall as this thing starts to move east. So you kind of get this blob right here. That starts to move to the east as this storm system moves along. And we'll take a look at more of that in the models. But you can see that toward the end of this is not showing as much snowfall as the NAM is. And we'll get to the NAM in a minute. I think that the NAM's look on this is actually a little bit more accurate right now. So let's take a look at the NAM 3-kilometer model. Actually, this is the 12-kilometer model, so we can get a little bit more range. Let's get a little bit more range, because this is a setup storm, especially in parts of the northeast. So, you see this low pressure here down in Florida. This starts to pull in some cold air from the north. We talked yesterday, or this morning, about the broken polar vortex. That'll be bringing in a little bit more cold air, and we'll be seeing some more of these southern snowstorms. So you can see some snow in Alabama, some snow in Tennessee, starting to get some snow into North Carolina too. Now we get into the worst part of this storm system, which is going to be in North Carolina. And you can see that there's a pretty decent amount of snow here, as this low pressure is now off the coast. Now, once this low pressure starts to ride the coast a little bit, you can see that it kind of pulls that snow with it north and east into even areas like Delaware could see a little bit of snow out of this. And then it has it kind of reforming back down here a little bit, kind of lagging behind the rest of the system and kind of pulling some snow back off through North Carolina. Now that sets up this next storm system, which is going to be cooking in terms of southern snowfall. So we have to watch that going into next week, because that could have huge impacts on this entire area over here. So I kind of made the reference to Winter Storm Flynn and Winter Storm Gale in one of my previous daily updates. This Winter Storm Katherine is turning out to be the Winter Storm Flynn of the next major snowstorm. So, let's go down here to the total accumulated snowfall. You can see that the NAM is showing a decent amount of snowfall from areas such as Delaware down into maybe even Mississippi, and then off to the east coast of North Carolina. Target zone here is going to be at the tri-point of Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia, with up to 13 inches of snowfall. So you could see those 12+ inch amounts with this storm system. Now let's move on to the GFS. The GFS is going to take a little bit of a different route with this storm system, as it usually does. You can see here, has that low pressure a little bit further east. Still has some snow in North Carolina, but it's not to the same strength nor magnitude. And you can see it kind of rolls off there as a mostly rain event, but still sets up for the next system, albeit that system it has going a little bit further to the south. So, if we go back here and look at some snow totals here, we are going to look at the total accumulated snowfall for this storm system according to the GFS. So the GFS has most of the snowfall occurring in North Carolina and up to 6 inches of snow. Now the European kind of takes a little bit more of a in-between route here of the other two. So you can see here it has this low pressure a little bit further to the north than both models, but it has that cold air in place, and you can see some snow in Tennessee, some snow in North Carolina, some snow in northern Kentucky even, and then it has that snow kind of sticking around there, heavy snow possible according to the European model, and then that rolls off the coast and again sets up for a possible nor'easter there as well. So if we go down here to snow depth, this doesn't show total snowfall, this does show snow depth, so we're going to take a look at that, and you can see a widespread area of 6 to 12. So the NAM is the most ambitious, but it has been the most accurate. The GFS is on a little bit of the low side, but it's been the least accurate, and the European's in the middle, and it's been in the middle of accuracy this winter as well. So I kind of took accuracy over the past few storms into effect when I did my predictions for this storm, and I based most of my actual precip amounts off of this NAM model, and kind of disregarded some of the GFS inputs here, and the European kind of follows along with mine as well. So let's take a look at that real quick, and then we will wrap this video up. Here are my predictions for Winter Storm Katherine. Let's go through these a little bit. So I have multiple areas of snowfall here, and I kind of took that NAM into effect with these snow totals. So I have this less than 3 inches range stretching from the Delmarva, and then a thin layer outside this 3 to 6 all the way back into Tennessee, also dipping down into northern Georgia and up to southern Virginia, and then we already talked about the Delmarva. I also have this kind of inlet here of rain in between this area of snowfall. Now we get to the 3 to 6. This is the largest range in terms of area, from eastern Virginia back to Tennessee, from areas close to the West Virginia border down to northern Georgia. Now 6 to 12 inches I have in a couple of little spots here, especially those that get that second wave if this pulls back off the end and wraps through some snow over here. That is southern Virginia and northern North Carolina, some areas of eastern North Carolina, and then of course you have the mountains of the Appalachians, and you can see that those areas have the widest area of 6 to 12, as well as the tiny little bit at that tri-point of 12 plus inches of snow. Now in terms of rainfall, I have less than a half an inch as the most widespread from the storm system. This storm doesn't pack a punch in rainfall, doesn't have that much rain with it until you get up to the areas that are actually receiving snow mostly, with that half an inch plus range. I also have a little bit where those thunderstorms set up in Alabama and Florida, but you could also tell that this area that gets that 3 to 6 inches will probably be receiving a half an inch plus of overall water when it melts. So that is all I have for this storm. Comment in the comment section down below. Do you think that the NAM will be wrong with this storm system, or do you think, you know what, I'm trusting the NAM, I think that it'll be accurate this time again? Leave that in the comment section down below. We could have a little debate on whether it'll be accurate or not. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.